gifts that you've given to each and every one of us. So this evening, we ask that your presence will be here. Bless our time together. Bless the music that is presented to us. We ask your name, God. Amen.
Nia. Walk with me, thus my eyes no longer see all the glory, all the story of your life.
Talk to me, please talk to me, like you did so tenderly when you walked there and you talked there by the sea.
So help me stand across the sea, across the shore. Be there for me and help me learn to pray like He prayed
in the garden of God said,
yes, Gethsemane. Take my hand, take my hand.
Teach me, Lord,
teach me, Lord, to understand all the duties, all the beauty
of your love.
So help me stand across the sea, across the shore. Be there for me and help me learn to pray like He prayed
in the garden of God said,
yes, Gethsemane. Take my hand, take my hand.
Teach me, Lord,
teach me, Lord, to understand all the duties, all the beauty
of your love.
precious Jesus, hope for grace to trust Him more.
Oh, how sweet to trust in Jesus, just to drink His cleansing blood, just in simple faith to plunge me neath the healing cleansing flood.
Jesus, Jesus, how I trust Him, how I proved Him o'er and o'er. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, hope for grace to trust Him more. I'm so glad I learned to trust Thee, precious Jesus, Savior, friend. And I know that Thou art with me, will be with me to the end. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust Him, how I prove Him o'er and o'er. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, hope for grace to trust Him more.
Take it up.
Jesus, Jesus, how I trust Him, how I prove Him o'er and o'er. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, hope for grace to trust Him more.
Hope for grace.
Hope for grace to trust Him more.
Oh, for grace
To trust Him more.
What's up with the sound?
Thank you very much. Okay, voices. Thank you all for coming. Thank you. Now we give ourselves a round of applause, please. Give ourselves a round of applause. Can we have more sound coming from the monitors for us here? And I think a little bit in the audience as well. Thank you very much. So, as they were singing, I was actually reminded of my own story, which I'm going to share with you throughout this concert. Growing up in an Adventist home, we sang a lot of hymns. And then I added to my hymns a little more, another genre of gospel music. You did not create me to worry. I'm like, oh, this is foreign, but it's good. I love it. Mom and Dad have taught me about Jesus Christ. And the church has contributed to my knowledge and my walk with Jesus Christ. And so, at an early age, in my 3rd grade, an evangelist who used to go around Lusaka province, that is in Zambia where I come from, God went and said, young man, I see something in you. You'll be a singing evangelist. So wherever I go to preach, you will be there to sing before I preach. And so I moved. Now I've been to different places in Lusaka. But then the thing that I came to learn is that as Christians, we are marching to Zion. Let's sing that song together. Come we that love the Lord. We sing it together, congregation, too. Come we that love the Lord, and let our joys be known. Join in a song of sweet accord. Join in a song with sweet accord. And us around the throne, and us surround the throne. We're marching to Zion, beautiful, beautiful Zion. We're marching upwards to heavenly Zion, the beautiful city of God. And those refuse, let those refuse to see who never knew our God, but children of the heavenly King, but children of the heavenly King, may speak their joys abroad, may speak their joys abroad. Sing like you're marching. We're marching to Zion.
I can't switch right now.
Beautiful, beautiful Zion. We're marching upwards to heavenly Zion, the beautiful city of God. We're marching to Zion. Beautiful, beautiful Zion. We're marching upwards to heavenly Zion, the beautiful city of God. Every time I listen to the songs, I was reminded heaven is real. Heaven is coming. Actually, one of the things that I came to learn was that people were telling me that before you reach your 7th grade, Jesus Christ have already come. So I was like, oh man, I really need to march to Zion. I really need to love God. I need to do His will. So this next song, I'll ask John to go on the piano. This next song is I Need Thee Every Hour. Now after I learned that, yes, Jesus Christ came, He died to redeem us. And then John 14 says, let not your heart be troubled. I got to prepare a place for you, meaning heaven is coming. I'm like, yes, this is so good. In my 3rd grade, and I'm now in my senior year. Jesus Christ has not yet come. And each time, it's been rough. It's been rough, and I'm like, oh God, I need Thee every hour. I need You every time. Just as we were coming here to prepare and set up this system you see here, I left home quite a little bit early, but then I left my spare keys for Salt City Church with the car. I got the keys that I had with me, went to Salt City Church, opened up the keyboard, and then I left the keys in the church. And then the door was locked behind me, and I was like, oh man, I need to open the car. And the keys to the car in Salt City Center. And the Salt City Center is locked. I look at time like, oh man, it's 10 minutes to 6. had to find Wi-Fi as soon as I could. I called Chris, and Chris was like, "Okay, I'm coming." 15 minutes later, Chris is here. But the 15 minutes was the time I was like, "God, please, I need Chris right now. I need him. I need to get Columbia SDA Church and set up this system because people will be waiting." And every car that passed by, I was like, "Lord, I hope this is Chris. Let them be Chris. Dear God, let them be Chris." And sometimes it feels like that. We need God every time. So this song, I Need Thee Every Hour, this boy is now in the 5th grade. And he's listening to this song, Jesus Christ, I need thee every hour. I need thee when I'm studying. Dear God, I have a major exam coming in. I need to go to my 6th grade, dear God. If I fail, still remain in my 5th grade and my friends will be progressing. I need you, dear God. I need food, dear God. I need friends, dear God. I need you. I really need you to guide me. And these were the songs that I grew up listening to. And I remember in 2009, on the 24th of October, that's now in my 9th grade, on that day, on the Sabbath afternoon, as I was singing at this evangelistic campaign, as the evangelist chamber was making a call, inviting people to be baptized, this young man on the 24th of October 2009, he decided, man, I need to be baptized as well. I need Jesus Christ in my life. And on that day, lo and behold, Zambia's independence is on the 24th of October. So when Zambia is celebrating their independence, I'm celebrating the day that I got baptized. And I was like, God, thank you for bringing me this far. And every time I went to sing, I looked at the audience, and then something would come in me, like, just sing, you're singing for God. And I've always had the struggle after singing, and then people coming to you, oh, it's great singing, that was wonderful singing, and then like, oh man, these wings, they should not pop out, I don't want to fly high. Pride, I'm talking about pride for those of you who want to catch up. Pride with this ministry. John is only 9, I'm a senior. And we're singing, and people are coming, man, great singing, great job. And I'm like, Lord, I need you. Notice, I'm a human being, and when people are saying that, pride is kicking in, dear God, I really need you to fix this pride issue in me. Pause. Let's pause right there. I'm also a preacher. So my wish is that at the end of this all, the foundation should be, I need to depend on Jesus Christ in everything. A to Z, Alpha and Omega. I need to depend on Jesus Christ, even in the slightest thing that I think I cannot depend on Jesus Christ. I need Him. Going back to the story, pride issues. I'm like, God, I really need Thee every hour. And this next song that we're gonna sing, let me check the program real quick. Oh, there's so many papers. Sweet hour of prayer. As I'm meeting God every hour, one thing that I really appreciate, Mom and Dad, is we always had a time to pray, family altar. I'm inviting every one of you here to have that wonderful time to pray as a family. Sweet hour of prayer. This has been a theme song in my family. Sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour that calls me from the last 10. So we were at the family altar, and then we were praying, dear God, we need this boy to go back to school, finish his high school. And we prayed, sweet hour of prayer. And I'm one person in the family who always keeps quiet when things are tough. I look to God and say, God, okay, listen, I really don't know where my faith comes from, but I trust you so much that look, whatever is happening in my life, and look at how it's affecting my family members. And as we were praying, we actually prayed for about a week. Lo and behold, one day when my mother went in the field to literature evangelist, she met the Savior there. God provided for more than I needed to go and complete high school at her son. High school. But all this time, the focus was more on the gift. God, I need this. My prayer was, God, I need the school. I need the money. I need it. That's what the prayer has been all about. And I've been praying, dear God, pass me not, Agenda said. Pass me not, pass me not. The reason being for the song Pass Me Not, Agenda said there was not to have an encounter with God, but God, please provide this for me. Yes, I know you, but I want this relationship with the gift, not you. I'm not preaching. Let me sing. Let me sing. Take a moment. As John is playing the first stanza of Pass Me Not, Agenda said, and everybody's going to join us on stage, and we'll sing this song together. How about your prayer right now? Are you praying to focus on Christ or the gift that you want from God? Think about that as I make this song. Pass me not, Agenda said. Let's sing this song together. For those who got hymns, please
What
open up
happened to the
hymns,
audio back there?
and let's sing Pass Me Not, Agenda said.
What? Is that a little amplified? Pass me not, oh gentle amplified? Why don't we put it in the same place like we did last time?
That's what it was.
It worked last time. What happened?
Maybe they fixed it now. I don't know.
Okay, I want to go try it.
I
Savior, do not pass me by. But as the Savior, as you're praying to God, Lord, do not pass me by, why do you really, why is this your song? Is it because you want a relationship with Christ? Or you want a relationship with the gift?
Huh?
You guys did a great performance.
Okay.
Now,
It sounds like we were doing acapella.
many times when we were singing this
sounded
song,
like we did
as we are
acapella.
gentle Savior, we are in a situation where we need the Lord. We're like,
Are we getting that burger and fries?
right now.
Okay.
We might be going into problems and we're asking ourselves, does Jesus
Pizza is for
really
tomorrow. We
care?
have more time. It's too late.
This next song,
CC Pizza almost closed.
it says, yes, Jesus cares whatever you're going through. That's Jesus.
That's the wrong key. You took a different key. Me too.
Where's Nia?
Just what that's my tune. See, it's that. Today we're gonna do a video about how to get angry. Stop. That's him. He keeps pushing me. He keeps pushing me because he's mad at me. I'm not doing anything. I'm just. What? How to get in the bed? So we Oh, that's Uncle James.
Man.
Oh yes, he cares. I know he cares.
Which piano do I go to?
Is the days. Nights dream, I know I say. That's one thing I've come to learn. Now listen to that. God cares so much that even if you're praying for the gift, to have the relationship with the gift and not the giver, He
What's up?
still
you
is
playing with
faithful
beats?
to answer your prayers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, when you're playing with beats, play on this one. When you're playing
I don't
with beats,
know
play on
you-
this one.
Okay.
You are getting it. Even if you're praying, God, do you care? Even if you're saying, Lord, do not pass me by. But the foundation of the prayer is, I really need this gift, dear God. I really don't need you. I really need, the foundation is the gift and not the giver. He is faithful enough to like, it's okay, I will give you. I will answer. God is faithful, and God is so amazing that He gives us the room to grow. He gives us the room to grow in Him. He does. He really does give us room to grow in Him. And He hopes that, listen, let me give you what you need. You need it right now, but listen, I'm hoping that one day you get to a point where you realize that it's the relationship with me that you need. You need to find rest in me and not rest in the gift. And this next song, I will ask John to do something that we have not practiced. I will ask him to give us a good beat and just make music, play anything, and then we will sing a song together. This has not been planned. We have not rehearsed this song. We're going to do it, John. And after this song, we'll be going to the offering, and then we'll be going to the next segment. Right? So this song, John and I are going to make music right now on the stage.
All right. Amen.
Please enjoy. After you. Well, Aziz is working on his beat and whatever he's going to do. One of the things that I've come to appreciate coming here to Columbia, Missouri, is the beautiful people that are seated right in front of you. It's about Christian family. Family, 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 family. Relationship, relationship, relationship. And if you notice these two words, they need patience. Pastor Chris asked me one day, what is patience? Oh, patience is time. Patience is time. Do you agree with me? Patience is time. Okay, you ready? We'll talk more about that in a little while. But right now, John and I. Let's go. Okay? This is a song for Columbia SDA Church. Composed right now by John and I. One summer in 2018, I came to Columbia, Missouri. Woo! We got this going. That's the first start. Okay, let's do it again. One summer in 2018, I came to Columbia. God brought me here, and I met my friends. But that don't me, and everyone he sing glory, glory, hallelujah, glory, glory, hallelujah. 1, 2, glory, hallelujah, da, da, da. music together. I spend most of my day with Chris, and I know he can sing. So I'll give him a few seconds to think of the lyrics that he's going to sing. And after that we sing, glory, glory, hallelujah. And then we'll call that the end of the song. Okay? Alright, Pastor Chris, we're waiting for you. The Lord is with you.
Wow, I'm not gonna be fine, my Lord. Come on, give me some type of lyric.
Yeah.
There we go. The words of the hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. There you are.
Anyone who wants to come and try and sing? Oh, everybody's looking down. Mercy. Oh, no, oh, mercy. Ready?
Yep.
Okay. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. His truth is marching on. Thank you. At this time, I will invite Dr. Tai. That was good singing, Columbia. Thank you very much, Dr. Bogdai. Thank you very much, Pastor Krista. Let's give ourselves a hand of applause for being a very good musical audience.
Can you do better than that? Can you put your hands together one more time for Brother Abel? I call him Siamubi. Awesome. Praise God. Listen, I'm just excited to be a part of the journey and just to be a fan of what God is doing in Abel Siamubi's life. We met him about just over a year ago. I got an email from a gentleman at Andrews University who was interested in our summer internship position. Checked his references, talked to different folks, and they all said the same thing. He's passionate about ministry, passionate about the Lord, he loves to sing. And I've seen that while he's been here. In fact, he has exceeded expectations. And I just want to celebrate who he is. I don't know if you realize this, but it's not always the norm to have a 20-something-year-old who's passionate about Christ. Did you know that? I know you sort of got used to him singing and talking about the Lord, but just, he could be doing a lot of other things. You realize that, right? He has a family who are a long way away in Zambia, and he's been here for the last year without seeing your family, right? And so we're just so grateful for his sacrifice. He even came back during the Christmas break and stayed with his surrogate family, the Palmies, so I want to also publicly acknowledge. Can you put your hands together for the Palmies as well? I just want to thank God for them. They have been, willing partners and taking Abel in. Sister Pat cooks for him all the time. He said he don't even want to come to my house. He's just always excited to be able to be with them. But we also had a chance to have him for a little bit this summer. It was a blessing to have him with us. I want to just share one or two things with you real quick because it's one thing to hear about someone, it's another thing to see it. I believe that a picture speaks 1,000 words. And so before we ask you to give, I want to just give you a reason why you should give to this young man's cause. Our team at Soul City, sometimes they wonder why I always take pictures of things. And it's not just because I'm sentimental, but it's because sometimes you just don't, if you don't know, right? There's just some things you just don't see and you just don't know. So I want to just share with you one or two quick pictures that I think will emphasize just why you should continue to invest and support him through this offering. Can you just bring up the slide for me, Brother Petro, if you could? Just want to give you a quick glimpse. Abel wasn't expecting this, but we just wanted to surprise you real quick if we could. With a few images that I think will speak to his heart and to the work that he is doing in our city. Okay, no problem. While he brings it up, as I was sitting at the back, I did feel a little bit guilty because I wish that I had brought many of the kids on the bus. who love Abel Siamubi. Columbia, Missouri knows who he is. There are ladies in the downtown area who don't have a home, but they get on me about bringing him up on FaceTime so they can see him and his way in school. There are individuals who value this young man in ways that you can't imagine. And this summer, there are a few words that come to my mind when I think about his influence. One of those terms is our kids. This is the Sunday after he went and spent a week in Kansas City with a group of young people from Salt City to be there for the Bible camp. He was actually one of the counselors. That was a real blessing. JP, it was really influenced by your life. I just want to publicly acknowledge you for being willing to be a part of that experience. We can go to the next one. Abel was also with me during this experience. I consider Abel was like a Swiss Army knife. He is just always willing to be ready and willing to do anything that we can for the cause of Christ. And we were trying to follow up with a parent. If you can go back real quick, Brother Petro, we were actually following up with a parent about trying to get her son to go to camp. And my car got hit. And it was just, Abel, were you with me on that? Abel was with me on that. And he was with me in the Lake of the Woods area as we sought to minister to a family and just the things that happen in ministry. He's put his life, if you will, in danger at times. Just to be in particular neighborhoods, not knowing what's going to happen. Someone hit the back of my car accidentally, but just to be on the front lines of ministry. This is not just some summer internship that's just like cookie cutter. He's just been willing to engage where Abel would have him to be. And I want to just thank you and praise God for his protection over you as well. Amen. Another image that you'll be appreciative of, you can go to the next one, Brother Petro. Another term that I think comes to mind is grace to grow. Grace to grow. Our team has talked about just giving each other grace and being willing to be gracious. And Abel is not just someone who sings and people are blessed by his musical gift, but he's gracious. I saw him minister to a family at a time of need. You can't see it very well, but at the front of that church, that's actually the, what's the church called? The Crossing. And there's actually 2 caskets at the front of that church. Mercy. 2 young people, 20 odd and 23, or young adults, lives cut short. And during the prayer vigil, Abel sang for the mother to the extent that she asked that he would sing at their funeral. I just wanted you to see the breadth of his influence and his ministry while he's been here this summer. You can go to the next one, Brother Petro. Appreciate you. This is also him helping to move a new couple into our city. He helped to lift their beds and unpack the U-Haul. He did that with every person that has come. And I just want to just celebrate this brother. He has been a blessing to not just Salt City, but to the Columbia Seventh-day Adventist Church family. I know he's spoken here, he sang, and he's just been so willing to serve. And I want to just affirm him publicly and thank him. There's an image that didn't come up because it was sideways in the program there, but it's an image of a refrigerator. And on the front of the refrigerator, if you had the image to bring it up, it would have Joe Palmley in the picture. And myself, we were in the neighborhood picking up a refrigerator that a mother in the community needed. But the cool thing about the picture is that on the front of the refrigerator, when they went by and found it, it had these words. Listen to these words. It had, "It works free." That's what they had on the front of the refrigerator. And now we just found that refrigerator on a Sunday afternoon for a mother who asked for it that Sabbath. We didn't even know, just ran into it. And when I looked at that image today, it was reflected on today, I thought that's an appropriate language or appropriate just reflection on your time here. Certainly you work. And you haven't worked for free, and college isn't free. Mercy. Folks. But this brother has been putting in work. Listen, grace works, Jesus works. It wasn't free to him, but it's free to us. But because of his sacrifice and his love and his willingness to give, I want to publicly and in this space ask that you would give liberally to support the educational journey of a man who is passionate for Christ, who is a blessing to our city, who has been a blessing to our church. Last year it was just him, and as a result of his efforts, there were multiple people here who are serving because of his commitment. And I want to thank you once again for being here, and for each person that's been a part of his journey. I want to invite the ushers to come and collect the offering. And please, if you could, dig deep in your pockets, church family. He could be anywhere else, but he loves this city, and he's a blessing to this city. And we want to thank you once again, Abel, for being here this summer. God bless you.
you very much, John. Thank you very much for the time. This time I will call upon Chris. We're not going to sing this time. We're not going to sing, I promise you, Chris. Yeah. So Chris and I, in a very short time, we will, not we, but I will ask him one question.
Okay.
And so this is Chris, Pastor Chris
Hicks. It says Hickman, but it's Hicks.
How was your trip?
That's the Hicks.
It was tiring.
Tired?
If you
You missed the
Who
flight?
has helped
I
me
didn't miss it, they
understand
canceled it.
something?
They canceled
And
it?
that something
if
is,
you were not singing in that
what
concert,
does
I
it
would not be
really
here.
mean, or what
Because I'm
does
so tired,
resting
I
in
didn't
God
sleep.
mean?
Your
Yeah,
backpack?
so
Oh,
we
good,
would
good.
meet
Is
at
that your
Soul
backpack?
before we
Yeah,
would
that's
go
the-
out
the-
in the community
that's the
or
camera
connect with
backpack.
people that we were following
Your
up
backpack
with.
is with Jay.
We
Okay.
were talking
All
about
right.
this dynamic of rest and work as defined by Christ, and just there are a lot of standards that we have for what rest should look like and what work should look like. You know, so for some people, Sabbath lay activities that constitutes rest, where you literally go home and you lay down after church, or you know you may go out or you may do this thing or that
what are you
thing.
doing?
But we
Where's
were
Poppy?
talking about
Poppy,
what does it look like for Jesus to define what is work and what is rest. A case in point is in the
Where'd he
New
go?
Testament. Jesus heals many people on the
Where'd he go?
Sabbath.
Where'd Poppy
And the
go?
religious leaders of his day, they were really bent out of shape because to them, that was too much
Oh.
work. But one thing that Jesus said to them in particular is that my Father is always working, and therefore I work as well. So to them, their concept of rest and work was a little bit narrow, and it didn't leave room to truly care about people, and it didn't leave room for God to lead and to work in their lives. They totally missed out on it. Well, yeah, one story in particular was when the man who picked up his mat and walked, he had been that way for 38 years. And the religious leader said, hey, why are you picking up your mat and walking? First of all, they didn't even realize the man had just been healed. It didn't even cross their minds. Then the man told them, the man who healed me told me to pick up my mat and walk. So their next question should have been, who healed you? Oh, that's amazing, that's wonderful. You've been this way for 30 years, who healed you? But their question was, who's the man that told you to pick up your mat and walk? They totally missed it, like it just went straight over their head. Because their conception, again, of rest and work was not in line with God's definition of what rest and work look like. So for me, to answer the question, just to bring it full circle, is ultimately being in a place and a space where I am being faithful to what and who God has called me to be and to do. So rest comes from that confidence that I am here and I'm being and I'm doing exactly what God has called me to do and who He's called me to be.
Thank you very much, Chris. Thank you very much. If you want to know more or follow up on this conversation about rest and what it really means and what it may look like in your life, feel free to call him. Feel free to call him or feel free to call me. County Salt City. Amen. We are open to having these discussions. And as he said, we human beings have this standard of what rest should look like, but what does it really mean to rest in God, and how does God define this rest? In this next song, as we're trying to find rest in Jesus Christ, the song says, I must tell Jesus all of my problem. I cannot bear these alone. So it is my prayer that as we're singing this song, you find rest in God and not the gift that He's going to give you. Just find rest. Your attitude towards your problems change when you find rest in God. You are no longer stressed by the crisis you are in, but you're like, God has already done this for me. Now the question is, God, how does the solution look like? Lead me into it. I must tell Jesus. next song that we're going to sing is God Will Take Care of You. If there is any comfort I should find, is resting in God, knowing that He will take care of you. Yes, even when you're crying, even when you're going through the hard time, God is getting hard. God cares for you. He cares. Be blessed by this next piece. God will take care of you. We'll be singing the last two songs we've done tonight. And the last two songs that we're going to sing, this next one is my favorite one actually. John is amazing.
Amen.
This young man right here can make me sing the whole night if he's playing the piano. I will show you what I mean. Let's sing one more video. That's John. He's amazing. He's amazing. So this next song, we're going to sing, that's the last song for this concert. And we'll be going to back home, house of rest, and prepare for the coming week. It's going to be tough. Some is going to be easy. Some is going to be busy, being, lazy. But find rest in God. Be comforted and be renewed. Be renewed in your perspective of finding rest in God. Listen, God has already taken care of what you are going through. Yes, looking into the future, it might look horrible, it might look terrible, it might be frightening, but be rest assured that God is taking care of you. And just say, okay, God, you have got me where I am today. How does it look like? I have all these solutions, but hey, I think I need you to give me guidance. It might be tough, but God has got your back. Be blessed by this next medley. We're going to sing What a Friend We Have in Jesus. Shall we gather at the river and we are marching to Zion. Amen. It's an upbeat tempo song, so feel free to clap, stand up, jam around, move around. It's a love song for the concert. Come through and enjoy.
Amen, amen, amen.
What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. coming to this concert, held by John and I. Thank you for opening the doors to us, and at this time I will invite the K Voices just to come and stand with me right here. And we want to say thank you together. Now that I will ask Brother yes, to come and say a word of prayer. But as we are holding hands and we're going to take a bow. There you go, sweetie pie. All right, we're going to take a bow, and we thank you so very much. All right? You guys ready? Let's do this. Thank you so very much. I really love these guys so much, and I will ask the Father to come and give us the closing prayer.
Dear and gracious Father, we glorify your name for beautiful creature like music. There was nothing better that you have created than music. You make music to glorify your name. As we just come with those keys and Pastor Abel, praise your name, may those words go with us not only for this week, but these words to take us up to heaven. We bless your name. We ask you please to keep Pastor Abel as he's young, to use his talent only for you and you alone.
Yes, God.
And as well as the key voices.
Yes.
As they go in your presence. And all of the musicians in this church and kids with talent. For we know that the devil is looking for those talents to bring them out there to do his job. As you are more powerful than the devil, we ask you, Lord, to lead them and lead them to heaven.
Yes, God.
In Jesus Christ.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Thank you very much. God bless.
It's our ladies' dance. Ah, that's moves on there.
Yeah, man.